had to do for the lock screens was get the screen caps from the videos that I wanted to use. I got the first two done, and then I hopped over to Photoshop to start work on the lock screen, the one for my phone, since I was using the photo for it. I AI generated the top of the background so that way I could have the time on my lock screen up there. Then I went back to work on my widgets for the home screen. This consisted of doing a 3-column design, and so far, this was 2 of the 3 screen caps with text with what Josh said to me, or the things that I love that he said to me. Then the other video finally fixed the coloring error that it was having whenever I was importing it into After Effects, so I got that screen cap from the screen recording as well. For the text, I knew I wanted something super basic, so I went with the color white, and then I just used a really simple serif font. And then here I'm adding a little bit of black behind the text, so that way the text pops a little bit, and I'm just lowering the opacity of that black. Then that was done, so I started on the filtering of the photos for my widgets and cropping them properly. This photo is the photo that I took in Dallas at the Complicated tour I use for everything. This one and this one are both from Charlotte, the Golden Years tour. And that one, I just love. And I kind of played around with different blending modes and trying to match it to my lock screen because some of the darker versus not as dark photos were making it look completely different, so. Now we are going to start on our home screen. I knew I wanted the lyrics from The End of the World by Kelsey Ballerini to be featured on there, so I wrote that out. I typed out I met you at the end of the world. And then I knew I wanted some hemlock trees, so I added some hemlock trees. Those are my favorite tree. And I added some coloring on those trees because it wasn't really working, but I really wanted those trees on there. I actually ended up cutting out the trees completely because the blending modes just weren't even working with it. Once I had cut out the trees and I enlarged them a little bit, I then cut out me and Josh, the hugging photo, of course. I did that via mask. It was quite dark, so it was really difficult to mask these photos, so you see me literally using my eraser. Then I enlarged the hugging photo and I repositioned it to the bottom right corner. I messed with the brightness and the contrast a little bit because, as I said before, the photo was so dark that I needed to lighten it up. Then I decided that we needed a little bit of contrast, so I decided to add a white outline of us hugging. Us meaning me and Joshua Bassett. Then I thought I was totally done, but I realized after I downloaded it and tried to use it as my home screen that I need a little bit of negative space around the borders so that way it could crop in. This totally fixed the issue, so then I just added that same filter on the widescreen widget and all of my other widgets. Yeah, and I saved them all, and that was it. These are my lock screen. And this is how they all look.